collaboration between fintech firms and banks. So this has enabled the customers to share data securely for better financial insights and services. So I'm going to be talking about two few case studies. Um, First, let's look into the digital payment side, where we would be talking about PayPal and Alipay. Okay, so to begin with, digital payments are the backbone of the fintech revolution. So PayPal is launched in 1998, has redefined how people transfer money and pay for services online. Before PayPal, sending money globally was a cost affair, so it was costly and it was time consuming and full of inefficiencies. Today, with over 400 million users, PayPal enables seamless global transactions. It has also embraced new technologies like one touch payments and even cryptocurrency transactions to stay ahead. Why is this significant? Well, it's because PayPal's model didn't just solve a problem, it created opportunities for freelancers, small businesses, and e commerce to thrive globally. Imagine a small business owner in India selling products to customers in the United States. PayPal has made this possible without the hassle of traditional banking systems. Moving on, let's talk about Alipay, which is my next case study. Um, Alipay has revolutionized payments in China and beyond. What started in 2004 as a simple escrow service for Alibaba's e commerce platform has grown into a super app in today's terms. Today, Alipay offers not just payments, but microloans, insurance, investments, and even credit scoring all in one place, which is called as the umbrella. With over 1 billion users, Alipay has got financial inclusion to millions who lacked access to traditional banking services. For example, a farmer in rural China can secure a small loan through Alipay in minutes thanks to all its AI powered risk assessment tools. Alipay's story shows us how fintech can create a holistic ecosystem that goes beyond and further to the payments. Moving on, let us go to the next case study of my case, which is going to be into digital banking, which is called as Nubank. The next big shift is in digital banking. Traditional banks have long been criticized for high fees and slow processes, which no doubts, yes, it does exist. Here enters Nubank, a digital first bank that was founded in Brazil in the year 2013. Nubank's mission was simple. It wanted to provide a no fee banking service to everyone. Literally, it was accessed by all, any commoner from any field, irrespective of what is their income level, they were able to access Nubank. By leveraging mobile technology and artificial intelligence, Nubank has grown to serve over 85 million customers across Latin America. Its intuitive app allows users to open accounts, track spending, and access credit all in just few taps. That's it. So, what makes Nubank stand out its social impact? In countries like Brazil, where cash and traditional banks dominate, Nubank brought millions of people into the financial system for the first time. It is a shining example of how fintechs can address real world problems, especially in emerging markets. Let's move on to my next case study, where I'm going to be focusing on investment management. Uh, this particular company is called as Wealthfront. Traditionally, investing was reserved for the wealthy with high fees and complex processes. Wealthfront, a US based fintech company, disrupted this space by introducing robo advisors in the year 2008. Wealthfront's platform used algorithms to manage investments automatically. It offered services like portfolio rebalancing and tax loss harvesting, typically reserved for high net worth clients at a fraction of the cost. It is also accessible to young investors with a minimum investment requirement as low as $500. The results. Well, I'm quite surprised as well. Wealthfront now manages over $35 billion in assets. More importantly, it empowered millennials and Gen Z era to start investing early, building a financially secured future. This can demonstrate how automation and AI can democratize access to financial services. The next part of the case study would be in the insurance sector. So let's talk about Lemonade, which is based in the which is an insurance company, of insurance fintech company, I would say. Lemonade was founded in the year 2015, which is transforming how we think about insurance. It uses artificial intelligence to offer home, renters, and pet insurance with instant claim processing. One of Lemonade's standout features is its ethical approach. Customers, that is, customers' unused premium funds are donated to charities of their choice, adding transparency and trust to an industry that is often criticized for hidden costs. For example, Lemonade's artificial intelligence can process simple claims in as little as 3 seconds, eliminating the frustration of lengthy paperwork. Lemonade has over 2 million customers and shows us how fintech can bring innovation, efficiency, and ethics to even the most traditional sectors. Moving on, let's see how stock trading, Robinhood. So, one of the most influential players in the stock trading platform is Robinhood. Let's see what Robinhood is all about. So Robinhood is a company that was founded in the year 2013 with a bold mission to democratize finance for all. At a time when stock trading was dominated by large institutions and required hefty fees, Robinhood introduced commission free trading and a user friendly app. This innovation opened the world of investing to young and first time investors. Robinhood's simplicity and accessibility made investing feel approachable. Users could buy and sell stocks, options, exchange traded funds, and even cryptocurrencies with just a few taps on their phone. The app's gamified interface, featuring confetti and instant updates, attracted millions of users, especially the millennials. The impact has been enormous. So by 2023, Robinhood had taken over 22 million users and transformed the perception of stock trading from something reserved for the wealthy to a tool for everyday people to build wealth. The platform played a key role in events like the GameStop trading frenzy, where retail investors challenged traditional Wall Street players. Moving on to my conclusion, fintech is driving a paradigm shift in finance, emphasizing accessibility and efficiency. Technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and big data are critical to fintech's success. While fintech enhances between financial inclusion and customer experience, it also demands a robust regulatory frameworks. Collaboration between traditional institutions and fintech firms will shape the industry's future. On my closing notes, I would like to say that fintech is not just a buzzword, it's a transformative force reshaping that is the financial industry. From PayPal's global reach to Lemonade's ethical insurance and to Robinhood's democratization of stock trading, these innovations are creating a more inclusive, efficient, and transparent financial world. As we move forward, it is up to all of us, whether as an industry professional or an investor or even regular consumers, normal consumers, to embrace these changes and contribute to building a better financial future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable insights. Participants, the forum is open for your Q&A session. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box.
Hello, good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Take me, Dongmohan. Hello,
Hello.
good. Hello, hello.
Yes,
Good
yes, you're
evening,
very
ma'am. I
much
audible?
audible. Yes.
Ma'am, it was an informative session. What are the challenges
Thank
with
you.
respect to the like nowadays we are cyber issues and challenges? How to overcome these challenges effectively, like from protecting the financial perspective, fraud detections? Can AI help us in detecting these and regulating these challenges, cyber challenges? Can you throw
Yes,
light
definitely.
upon it?
Definitely, definitely. Artificial intelligence in this space has, I would say that be it be United Kingdom or the United States or any country in the Europe, they are definitely working towards this. And as I spoke to you about artificial intelligence, which has come about with fraud detection techniques, so they are slowly educating the people versus the financial industry that have, when you invest, you've got to be really careful. You should know where you're going about with. That's number one. Number two, these techniques are now being brought into limelight, and very soon you can see that the cyberspace has taken over an enormous giant in this case. So what I would say is that artificial intelligence has started building a lot of tools that is going to help us with regard to with regard to the threats that we would be facing. But at the same time, most important is that people like us, we should start educating ourselves. We should know where to access, how to access, in order to not get into any fraudulent kind of a threat. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes.
Ma'am, what are the from what are the challenges that the fintech companies are facing with respect to the government policy framework and all? Can you throw light upon it?
As you have already told, it's the government policies and framework. So that is, see, with regard to fintech banks or with regard to the fintech companies, I would say is that it their aim is to bring about in matter of seconds the customer's request. That's what they are trying to process. So when we have our well, obviously yes, the government is here to protect us, and they are trying to bring about in certain regulatory frameworks. But what the fintech companies want to do is sometimes curtailed by the strict regimes or the government policies. Thereby, because of the regulatory frameworks, the companies are not able to come about with what they want to do. With given the choice, within a matter of 3 seconds, they would like to offer a loan. But unfortunately, we've got to do the basic vetting process, which is called as, know your customer. We need to get through the source of funds and things like that. So what the fintech companies these days that are doing is that they're trying to automate these processes, so that they have built an app, I would say, that ideally the moment the customer logs in, or the moment that the customer has approached the particular fintech company, it could be in the field of insurance, or it could be in banking, or it could be anywhere, any kind of retail assets as well. So the first thing when they do is when they log in with their details, which is going to be their basics, which could be as simple as their full name, If it's going to be in India, it's going to be the PAN number and the Aadhaar number, and if it's going to be in a foreign country, it's going to be the residency permit, and such as the basic, very crucial details. These would be taken in, and they have created an automated process. Thereby, they're able to scan and they're able to tell if this person or if the customer who has logged in, who has applied, is eligible to get what they want. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Ma'am, does Vikasit Bharat vision of Bharat 2047 and a technology usage like AI and all
Mhm.
replaces human factor by 2047 in the banking sector?
Yes, very much. That does pose as a threat to us. But at the end of the day, if you could, or let me, might as well just put it as at the beginning of the day, if you see these kind of processes, if they are in place, um, it is going to help every customer without any wait time. So the customer need not wait for a particular request to be fulfilled.
National or national.
Hence, by 2047, yes, you are going to be
இவரு
seeing.
பானு சார்
Participants, please mute yourself.
So by 2047, what you're going to be seeing is a highly tech innovated atmosphere wherein all your requests, all your service requests will be filled in a matter of time. Although we are going to see a little bit of trench in the manpower, but yes, this is going to be for the betterment. And the manpower can be then put into use by, their knowledge would be put into use where they would be able to, automate the processes as well.
Yes, madam. Thank you for your valuable insight.
Thank you.
Madam, I have one more query. Like
Yes.
how to strike off the balance between technology usage and cyber threats, madam?
Okay. This is a very good question, I would say. At this point, at this moment, if you ask me, there isn't a clear, concise answer which I can give you as to how do you balance between a technology threat and a usage. But all I can tell you is that knowledge in this field is really important. So you should have a thorough understanding of what you're doing, what kind of process are you approaching, and through what process are you going to be getting your results. So at this point, which is pretty much in the initial stages, all I could tell you is that it is all about educating yourselves in this world, trying to understand how the fintechs work, how the finance and the technology has been bridged. Uh, well, just definitely, it is not going to be the case where you're going to be losing something, but having prior knowledge is always beneficial. But it's too early to come about with an answer for this particular question, I would say. Also, that I would like to reiterate that the artificial intelligence has come about with tools. AI tools have come about where you can, where they have started educating, and they've also started telling, and it has started protecting the people. So we must really be thankful to the artificial intelligence tools that's coming about, which can kind of like help you to come out of the threats. Any more questions?
in achieving the sustainable finance, ma'am. At the same time, we can achieve the financial inclusion, which is also one of the motive of SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. We
Yes.
can achieve that through these digitalization. So, what are the impediments in achieving this SDG with the digital inference, ma'am?
Well, this is something that I've already spoken about. So if you had, when we look into the challenges, so one would be the regulatory compliance, then we have the data privacy concerns, cybersecurity risks, and market competition. So these are the ones that would act as the impediments, and slow and steady. This is good. This process is being rectified. So one good thing about this particular industry is that the industry is not a stop still. The flow of it is like a flow of water. They keep on automating the processes at every single point. So slow and steady. I mean, when you move forward, when you go in the following years, you could see that the data privacy concerns have been taken care of. The cybersecurity risks have been deal it, and then the market competition is, well, obviously, yes, market competition is definitely going to exist in any year, I would say. And also the regulatory compliance, because the regulatory compliance as such is one of the biggest challenges where the fintech companies are finding at this point. So if and this is being solved, and once this is solved, I feel that there will be no longer impediments in any one of these cases.
Ma'am, there is a question.
Mhm.
Yes, they're asking the feasibility of introducing fintech in BCom course.
It's actually a nice thing. When you're talking about introducing fintech in BCom course, uh, coming about from a fintech industry, I would definitely say that this has to be introduced as a course. And with going forward, I would be saying that fintech is going to be the biggest scope for work. So considering from the employment perspective, considering from the knowledge perspective, I feel that fintech should definitely be one of the modules in right from bachelor's. It's no joke. It definitely is kind of like a captivating subject, I would say, but it has to be there, and students would have to learn about it.
Thank you, ma'am. There is another question from Dr. Veeramuthu.
Mhm.
Like, what are the different types in AI?
Different types in artificial intelligence.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Okay. So different types of artificial intelligence would be with regard to, as I spoke earlier in my presentation, we have one module which is called as the fraud detection module. Then we have something called as AI is nothing but a tool. The tool is the same thing, but it can be used into fraud detection. It can be used into credit scoring. It can be used into personalizing the financial advice that you offer to people. So this is how the artificial intelligence tool is remodeled or regenerated for various uses.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And they are asking again about the fintech. How far it will be useful for the students if we introduce fintech in BCom course?
Okay, do we have any BCom student with us in this forum?
There will be faculties handling BCom, ma'am.
All right, okay. Now, let me ask this question to the faculties. Okay, coming from this commerce background, coming from the management background, what we have been studying or what we have been teaching kids these days is nothing but it's a rote theory. It what has been taught, like say I would say decades or 2 decades or 3 decades back, is what we are teaching them at the moment. Is there any kind of innovation that we're bringing about in the teaching? I suppose not. Whereas fintech is something that is going to help the students uh, to kind of like get into this technology driven world, number one. And number two, also it is going to help them to survive in this technology driven world. So I believe very strongly that fintech must be one of the syllabus. In fact, it's not just about, I mean, I'm not sure how it is with regard to Indian context, but with regard to foreign context, I can tell you many universities in the United States and in United Kingdom and in the European countries, they already have one whole module as for financial technology, where they teach about artificial intelligence, they teach about blockchain, then they teach about cloud computing, and also there are many live projects that they get to do. And this has given a lot of confidence in the students to kind of like take on the world, and also their employment opportunities have increased in multitude. So, well, I'm not going to be debating on this further, but definitely it's going to be a value add. In fact, I have personally been creating content in fintech for the masters and the bachelor students. So I definitely feel that there is a lot of learning from this particular chapter. And this, if not taught from the start, it's going to be very difficult for the students to kind of like get into it.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am. Next.
introducing these fintechs and tech-based apps will
Mhm.
reduce the cost management practices in the organization.
Yes, very much. It will. There's no doubts about it.
Yes, affordability, availability, accessibility. These three A's are fulfilled, right, madam?
Yes, it is. And maybe probably if I could say, a decade back, the affordability factor was a question mark. But now at this point in 2024, I can definitely tell you that it is easily affordable.
So next question,
Mhm.
like what are the major cybersecurity threats faced by fintech companies today, ma'am?
See, cybersecurity threats are as simple as like, it's your accounts being locked or your accounts being frozen online, where what happens is basically there is a mirror imaging of your accounts that takes place. The the fraud people, what they do is they mirror your accounts, or they mirror your details, and thereby your details are being captured by them, and these kind of frauds have started taking place. So this is one of the biggest areas where we've called it as cyber tech, where people have now been there are a lot of professionals who have now become students, who have now become doctorate students, who are now trying to figure out how they can solve the cyber techs. Sorry.
Ma'am, there is another question,
Mhm.
like how fintech impact on banking industry, ma'am?
It has brought about a major impact, I would say. So, in today's terms, especially, well, okay, yes, from the customer relationship perspective, probably, it would be good to have people to walk into the branches. But otherwise, apart, people sitting right at their homes or right wherever they are, they can get their transactions done. They can transfer money. They can check their balances. They can raise service requests. They can open a fixed deposit, any kind of a term deposit for that matter. They can kind of like they can opt for any loan product. Everything from the click, from the click of where you're sitting, that kind of a benefit is now available. So fintech has tremendously shaped the banking industry, and it has taken over in a huge league.
Thank you, ma'am. There is another question from Priyanka, like
Yes.
cyber security in UPI.
Hmm. I'm sorry, could you come about with the question again to me, please?
I hope they are asking about the cyber security role in UPI, ma'am. Online payment method.
Yeah, I have been hearing a lot of complaints with regard to, well, I have been studying a lot about it rather, with regard to the online using the UPI. But all I can tell you is that s- one thing is, yes, as I've been, time and again reiterating about the knowledge. The second thing is also that what you must know that we are slowly, I mean, I would say that the be it be the government or be it be the financial professionals, they are slowly trying to bring about more secured platforms for the online payments, and this has also drastically reduced a lot of I mean, the frauds that's been taking place. So I think it's just about a matter of time where you could see more secured system payment system gateways to do your transaction smoothly without any problems.
Ma'am, these fintech technology based helps in making informed decisions about capital structure.
No, never.
No, managers will it aid in decision making with respect to
It will.
capital?
No. It, yes, definitely it will aid the managers, but it would be in a very organized and a structured manner. That's one thing. And second thing is, there has to be special programs that needs to be developed for the managers to talk to understand and talk about it. So it is not something that would be just laid like, that would be just another tab that is available for them to click and talk about it. The person who is going to be seated behind, and the person who and the software that they're going to be using would be highly informative, and it would be highly sensitized.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your interactive session.
Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me the time and also spending the Sunday
Gratitude
evening.
is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. I feel privileged to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. I take this opportunity to express my immense gratitude to our guest for the day, Ms. Savita Jagannath, for kindly accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion with her knowledge and wisdom. She kept the session very interactive. We are deeply thankful to our Dean Dr. A. Jayawal sir for his motivating words and encouragement that have guided us throughout the session. Our heartfelt thanks to our HOD, Dr. A. Armugam sir, for his tireless support and guidance, ensuring the smooth execution of this program. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to all our faculty members for their valuable contributions, which have greatly enriched this event. Lastly, but certainly not the least, a big thank you to all our participants for your enthusiastic involvement and making this program a resounding success. Once again, thank you all for your unwavering support and cooperation. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for yet another insightful session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you one and all. Have a lovely evening, and I hope you have a great week ahead as well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dear
Thank you, ma'am.
participants, kindly search for the feedback link in the comment section. And feedback is
Thank you,
mandatory
ma'am.
for your attendance purpose.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, Valtech Company.